Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Shash This Place. Today we are going to be going over the new boy in the block. That's right, Mamoswine. He is the newest character to Pokémon Unite. He is classified as a defender and costs 8,000 coins and or I believe 460 gems. So if you got the coin saved up, definitely go get this bad boy. He is certainly worth it in my opinion, and he's a very, very fun character to play in my opinion. So first off though, we're going to just look at this guy. Going to start off with the thick fat ability. So every time the Pokemon deals damage, its defense and special defense are increased for a short time up to 3 times. This is really, really nice. It helps keep Mamoswine in the fight because obviously he's going to be wanting to punch people in the face, which is really, really cool. There is a formula for it on Unite DB. You can figure it out yourself, but basically you stack 3 times, you get more bulk. Nothing too crazy about that, right? It's really nice. When the move Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, or Ice Fang hits, its next basic attack becomes a boosted attack, which is really, really cool. In addition, if any of these moves creates a freezing area of effect inside an ally goal zone, it decreases the goal scoring speed of opposing Pokemon inside that goal zone. That's a lot to take in. That is a really crazy passive, but this goal scoring effect you won't see too often. You can kind of set it up maybe early game with like Ice Shard, which is one of his early abilities that we'll see here in a little bit. So yeah, but anyway, let's just pop into the practice mode and let's see what we're going to do with Mamoswine. So we're just going to load up Mamoswine and we'll have him go up against Ninetales. We'll have an ice face-off. Why not? So, anyway, so yeah, I'm really enjoying Mamoswine. I think he's a super freaking fun character to play in this game, and that's really nice. So, let's boot up the freaking thing, and we're going to just go through his abilities. What I think you should be doing. Of course, I've only been playing him for about 3 hours by now, so I'm no expert. But here we go. Swinub. Yes, he is the cutest thing on the planet, and I love him. So, alright, so we have our basic attack, just a simple basic attack, 1, 2, and boop, and that basic attack will do a short freeze if you hit with the boosted. See how I've kind of froze that A-palm slightly? That's really nice. And when a Pokemon is frozen, you get your abilities. So I normally want to start off with Tackle, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. So Ice Shard is one of your starting abilities. It lets you freaking throw a couple chunks of ice into the area, and if you hit all 3 hits of your Ice Shard, it will actually freeze the people in there. And there you go, short time, and then you deal boosted damage to freaking Pokemon that are frozen. So that's really, really cool with your basic attacks, which is awesome. Tackle is up next. This is typically what I like to get at the start. It's just a simple tackle, rams into them and it pops them up. So hopefully I can show that here in a little bit. I'm just going to throw on the Scorfish show. We're actually going to turn off move cooldowns, make that a little simple. And there we go. And then boop, so it just pops them up. Nothing too crazy. It's just nice add a little bit of CC, so you can throw this in there, you could freeze them, then you could pop them up, and then there's not really much that they can do. So yeah, that's your starting moves, which is really, really nice. Nothing too crazy. I like that he has a dash, and it does indeed go through walls, which is something important to note. Ice Shard has excellent range, and it just gives him a nice option where he doesn't really have to go in that much at the start of the game. He can just kind of wall out with Ice Shard and just be like, yo, we're good. We're cruising. All right, so yeah, there we go. There's Ice Shard. Next up, we are going to be going into our practice settings, and we're going to give him 2 levels now because he evolves at level 6. So he is one of the later evolutions. Think of like Garchomp or Gardevoir. They evolve at level 6 and then level 10. So he's a very late evolution. So we're going to look at my preferred move first, and that is Ice Fang. So Ice Fang is awesome. Let's read what it says. Uses cold infused fangs to throw the opposing Pokemon closest to the user, dealing damage and leaving them frozen for a short time. The user can then designate a direction to slam the thrown target forward or backward, dealing damage to enemies in the area of effect and leaving them frozen for a short time, which is really, really cool. So this move, basically long and short, you pick somebody up and you chuck them. So you can freaking pick them up and throw them over like I did there, or you can just pick them up and throw them right back in front of you. I think that this is an amazing ability. It lets you just scoop somebody up, throw them back into your team if you want, because of course you're a defender, you're going to be on the front line, or you can just pick them up and just chuck them away from your team if they're being too much of a nuisance. And this pairs like super well with like tackle, so like you can just run in, you can just like run in and just pop them up and then immediately scoop them up and throw them. Like, it's just such a really good freaking ability just to pair, and it does have very respectable range here. So like we're gonna see from Ludicolo, you know, right on the edge of the range there, you know, not quite. So there you go. Oh, okay. There you go. See, pretty good range on him for sure. So like you can definitely so you just run in, boom, throw him back into your team, and that's really, really strong. So I really, really like Ice Fang. It is my preferred go-to because it just pairs like so well with other members of your team, which is really, really nice. So next up, though, we're going to give ourselves another level here, and we're going to be picking up the next ability, High Horsepower. This is my preferred build right now. You get this after Tackle, of course, at level 8, and it has an 8-second cooldown, which isn't too bad. Mamoswine rushes recklessly at the designated direction, dealing damage to enemies they hit and shove them. Mamoswine then stomps their feet, dealing damage to enemies in the area of effect and leaves them unable to act for a short time. This stomping deals increased damage to frozen enemies, so this is really, really cool. So you can either start off with Ice Fang and do the extra damage to them with that, with the high horsepower, or you can go do what I like to do. Let's try to get somebody nice and bulky. You just run into them, stomp them, and then grab them with that. So there is a gap there, like you saw. So like you do get a gap where they can act. They can like eject button out. They can use escape abilities. But you know, it's just so much freaking ability just to move your freaking move people out of the way, and that is just so nice. So yeah, like, and if they're just not on point, you just freaking rush up on them from out of nowhere, you stomp them, you grab them, you throw them back into your team, and that's so good. And like, you're just, and we're gonna see Rotom spawn here in a few. I guess freaking he got Rotom, but you know, that's good. So I guess we could see his cute little scoring animation. Boop. So cute. But anyway, so yeah, and like you could just see like how strong this is. This is very much like Blastoise, where you just shove them out of the way and then you can pick them up and you could just chuck them. So this is really, really strong. When you're fighting for like Rotom, you can just shove it away from the enemy team and then pick it up and just keep throwing it even farther away. I found that super useful, and it does do pretty solid damage too. I mean, you see we chunking down this Rotom pretty healthily, so imagine that with like other members of your team. So this is of course my preferred build on freaking high horsepower and Ice Fang. I think that it is in my opinion the way to go, but you know, of course there is only 3 hours into this game with this character, so there is still a lot to explore. Alright, we're gonna give ourselves one more level, and we finally have the big boy Mamoswine. So Mamoswine is a absolute beast. Like, I just love this guy. His animations are so good. Like, look at that, just running in there. You know, you could freaking scoop people up with that Ice Fang. You know, so strong. It's so cool. And yeah, he's just such a really, really fun character. You know, cooldowns being off certainly is something, but and he also has the Unite move, of course, at Mammoth Bash. Oh, okay. I thought invincibility meant invincibility, but whatever. Mamoswine jumps to a designated location, becomes immune to hindrances, so you are unstoppable, then repeatedly stomps the ground, dealing damage to enemies in the area of effect and decreases their movement speed for a short time with each stomp. The final stomp throws the enemies in the air, so we're going to see how it goes. We can aim this slightly, and we can just we're just going to jump in here, boom, 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 and you know, just see all that damage that we just did to her. That is beautiful. So, it is a very high damage freaking ability, and lets you just freaking just run in there. You are unstoppable. You can't be CC'd. You are just an absolute monster. You just get to do whatever you want, and you do travel a good distance, and you don't have like a very long freaking wait time either. So like, you can see this, we're just gonna run in here, imagine you're needing to get in there to score some points in the end game, and you just get to cover a lot of space and just do a ton of damage on the way, which is awesome. So we are wrapping up pretty close here to the end, so we might as well talk about the added effects on these abilities. So at Ice Fang plus, and then High Horsepower plus, when Ice Fang is increased, you increase the area of effect in which the enemies are left frozen after the slam attack. So basically, just the slam, you see that freaking extra reticle size? That's that area is freaking just much bigger, as you can tell, which is nice. And boom, yeah, boom. So yeah, it's just really cool. Also to mention, you can grab people through walls. Wall might be a little bit too far, but you can indeed grab people through walls with this ability. So and that's really cool. So and yeah, there you go. See, grabbed him right through the wall there. Alright, and then High Horsepower increases the reckless rush speed and the length of time enemies are left unable to act. So basically, makes you faster. You're a little bit faster, and freaking you get a longer stun. Nothing too crazy on that. It's not like you're unstoppable or anything, so you're still invulnerable to CC, but lets you freaking get in there faster and just freaking stomp on people. You still have that freaking ability there. So anyway, yeah, that's Mamoswine. That is my preferred build. Of course, we'll be talking about item builds in a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and pause this up, and we're going to move into talking about the other abilities that you could potentially run as well. Alright, here we are back in the practice area, so we're going to skip right past Swine being absolutely adorable, and we're going to go right to that level 6, so we can look at the next ability here, and that is going to be Icicle Crash. So Icicle Crash is really cool. It lets you drop icicles in a designated location, dealing damage to enemies in the area of effect and decreasing their movement speed for a short time. The final icicle shatters after a set amount of time or when hit by Mamoswine's other moves or boosted attacks, dealing damage to enemies in the area of effect and leaving them frozen. If the icicle is shattered by tackle or high horsepower, the ground is covered in ice, which increases the movement speed of allies that run over it, which is really cool. So basically, you see a nice long-range reticle just like you had with Ice Shard, and you just drop a bunch of icicles out of the sky, and then it will explode after a short amount of time. So yeah, that is really cool. But it does also pair really nicely with tackle. So we're going to just drop these, and boom, and then we can run right into it with tackle, and it just kind of explodes. So like, I do need to, let's turn off my cooldown so I can do this a little bit faster. So, and boom, and then there you go. You see this little patch? You're much faster while you're in that little patch, and that's really cool. So yeah, and boom, and it also just like kind of explodes the icicle and just goes like forward, and it's really nice. So that's really cool. All right, so it basically does the same thing with High Horsepower. I'm not going to pick High Horsepower so we can cover the other move, but while I do really like that you have like a nice ranged option that you can do that. I think that the ability of the ability to just pick somebody up and scoop them up with freaking Ice Fang is a little bit more, has a lot more utility for the team. But this who knows? Like this, I haven't done the exact testing on it see which does more damage, but I would have to assume this is probably like your damage build, if I had to guess. And like it is a really nice area of effect. You can see like you're gonna cover all them bees, you're gonna hit all the bees there, and you're gonna do a lot of freaking damage to them. So that's really nice. So it's a really nice area of effect, and you can freeze enemies, get that little patch of extra movement speed for you and your allies, and that's really cool. So next up though, we're going to give ourselves another level, make ourselves invincible, why not? And we're going to be taking Earthquake. Mamoswine leaps in the designated direction and lands forcefully, dealing damage to enemies in the area and pulling them toward Mamoswine. So very simple. You just have a nice long-range reticle, and then you just do a little hop, jump in, and there you go. So, and then we're going to do it on the edge here, so you can see the pulling effect, and just pulls you right in and stuns them. And the stun's actually pretty long. It lasts for a good amount of time. I don't know. Would you stop moving, please? Maybe? No? Okay. So yeah, you can see that it stuns them for a good amount of time, and that's really cool. So, but yeah. Oh, I just forgot to show the effect of icicle crash with the boosted attack. It just explodes the icicle again. So yeah, and there you go. It's just a nice little thing. You can of course hop over walls with it, which is cool, and has decent range. So it lets Mamoswine just get in onto a fight a lot easier. Of course, like, you're not unstoppable or anything. You're still vulnerable to CC, but it's gives a character a little bit of extra mobility, which is really cool. So there's that. So alright, here we go. We're going to level him up. We got our big boy Mamoswine, and then we're gonna level him up so we can show off the boosted versions of these attacks. So Earthquake first increases the movement speed for a short time when the move hits, and increases the move's pulling power. So basically, let's see this core fish, and then boom, see, you just saw how close the freaking Autono got to us. Was nowhere near that close before. So yeah, right on the edge here, pulled it right into us, and that is just really cool. So yeah, that's really nice. So alright, and then Icicle Crash Plus, basically the final icicle leaves enemies hit unable to act for a short time. So basically it just stuns them for a bit longer. So let's go find us a fresh Autono here. So yep, and boom. So yeah, it's just a short little stun, nothing too crazy. It's honestly, I don't really see too much of a difference. It's enough of a stun, I guess. Can do that. Doesn't even break him out of that, I guess. So, but yeah, like, it's nice. Yeah, Icicle Crash honestly doesn't really change that much. Just does more damage, I guess, overall. So let's see, Dreadnought. Yeah, it doesn't even stop him. It's not like a real CC. It's not like it's a real stun. So like, there's that. But yeah, that's all of Mamoswine's moves. I think that he's a really cool character. Like I said, a lot more to explore, but I have been really liking the freaking ability. And yeah, there it also gets to show you can actually go through walls with your Unite move, which I don't think I showed that already. But yeah, that's a really cool freaking really cool thing with this character. So anyway, that's it for his moves. So we're going to talk a little bit about item builds for him that I think are very good, and of course my preferred item build. So anyway, I'll see you guys in just a little bit after I'm done freaking mowing down on some bees. Alright, so my preferred build for Mamoswine here is the classic tank build with Buddy Barrier, Score Shield, and Focus Band. I think that you just can't go wrong with this build. Very much like all the other high evolution Pokemon, he is a little bit more vulnerable in the early game, so I think Focus Band is almost a must on this character. If you are laning, at least, I think that he is very solid in the lane, and Focus Band just keeps him alive. Score Shield, you have a ton of HP with this character. He is not going to be like anything like a Blissey or a Snorlax. I believe he has, let me actually double check that, make sure he give you the right ideas. So at level 15, highest level in the game, obviously you're not always going to get there, he has the 5th highest HP in the game, just under Blastoise and above Wigglytuff, and that's really nice. So you can definitely still abuse like the Score Shield plus Buddy Barrier combo, and as you saw with his Unite move, he can definitely make get some movement going and get to a goal zone pretty quickly if need be. So I think Focus Band really good in the early game, helps you stay alive in the lane and stuff, and then Score Shield is amazing all throughout the game, and Buddy Barrier is of course Buddy Barrier. So this also gives you a ton of HP, so extra survivability in the early game as well. So that is my preferred build, but I can certainly see you swapping out your Score Shield for a Muscle Band, Mamoswine does a lot of damage with his basic attacks. Obviously, he is a physical attacker, so even takes advantage of that extra attack. But yeah, and being able to boost your attack speed as well, you're getting boosted damage from your basic attacks, especially if you're using your abilities, because you can go attack, ability, boosted attack, or you can go like boosted attack, ability, another boosted attack. Like, you're just attacking constantly with this character, and that is just really, really cool. So also because of that, I believe that Razor Claw could potentially be an excellent item on Mamoswine as well. Razor Claw gives you that extra damage, and Mamoswine has a decently respectable attack stat. He is not like up there, it's like up there super high, but he's kind of like right in the middle actually, if you look at it. So he has a 325 attack stat, which at level 15, which is like right under Crustal. So is a respectable attack stat, not amazing. But so like having the extra damage is actually really nice from Razor Claw, and the extra ability of the Razor Claw is in effect because of course you're a melee Pokemon where you get to slow them down. So you can go for your Ice Fang, boost them with some basic attacks, get the extra damage from the Razor Claw, or go high horsepower for some basic attacks. Like, it's just really, really solid. So I think a damage Mamoswine is certainly good to go. I think Buddy Barrier is still excellent to go on him. It gives him that early game sustain, and it could be very nice. Of course, you could potentially just go full on freaking damage build with this guy, maybe trying an attack way if you think you can score. I think that Mamoswine doesn't have a hard time scoring. I'd have to run some more numbers on it, but maybe Scope Lens would be good, and that would be good. We don't really know this guy's crit rate yet, unfortunately, unless we do. Unite DB, you got my back? Alright, so he has a 0 crit rate, but I don't know if we can actually, any of his abilities can actually crit. I don't think that they can. So you can probably try like maybe like a attack weight plus score shield set. Like, if you're bullying top lane, I mean, you can't really bully top lane like a Lucario can or something like that, but maybe you can try something like that. But I feel like if you're wanting to go damage, I feel like you want to be going Buddy Barrier, Buddy Barrier, Muscle Band, Razor Claw. However, I do think that the full tank build is incredible on him. So like, he's not really a damage dealer. Like, he can do a lot of damage if you build him with this attack weight, but he's all about that crowd control. He's all about pushing characters around, scooping people up, throwing them out of the way, or throwing them back into your team. So like, he's not so much of a damage dealer as he is kind of like a pure defender, and I like that a lot. So yeah, but this is my preferred build if I'm laning. However, I will say, if I am in the jungle, I do think that you go with a muscle band over your focus band. And let me hear me out later about the jungle's Mamoswine. So yeah, there's that. So anyway, that is a few builds. My preferred build is the tank build on Mamoswine, but I certainly think that there is some viability to a Razor Claw plus Mamoswine with the Buddy Barrier. Buddy Barrier on Mamoswine. So anyway, there's that. Now let's go ahead and scoot over and talk about where I think Mamoswine fits into the game. Alright, so here we are with some of my games early in the night. Shoutouts to my boys James and Vin. We're going to be just going here top lane with Cramorant. So I feel like top lane is a very solid place to start off with pretty much any character. If you don't know really what you're doing, I was just obviously testing things out. It's never bad to just go top lane and see what you can do. Alright, so we see the Ice School shards going off, kind of accidentally auto-targeted that, so we're not going to be just like looking over everything on this game, but we're dealing with an Eldegoss Pikachu, and you can see me just trying my best to just see if I can steal something, and there we go, there's that Slowbro, and we're able to just get in there, be a little squishy in the early game still, and we can pop that focus band to keep us nice and healthy. So there's a lot of damage in the early game, especially if you're landing against certain characters. So I definitely think that you'd want to stay here. So, all right. So James peels off a little bit there, but that's okay. No big deal. Kramer can kill those little core fishes, and now it's just time for bees. So we're able to peel off a few of the bees. No big deal. Vin came up to help us a little bit, and there you go. So that's nothing too crazy here. Just nice little simple top laning stuff. I really like him in the top lane. I think he works really well in the top lane with your classic top laners like Cramorant, or like Alolan Ninetales especially. And you see, like, I am getting low there, but he's kind of a little tanky. He could definitely make it through, and I really like the fact that you have Ice Shard to keep yourself safe from a distance. So nothing too crazy in the top lane here. Pretty standard early laning shenanigans. We didn't even get a pickup, but nothing too crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and move on and see what else we can see later on in the game. All right, so right here, second round of bees came up, and I did see that there's a couple of them up here. So I feel like I could probably keep them busy enough, just to keep myself in there. And you do see actually the effect of the goal slowing thing, and for some reason I wasn't able to attack that Venusaur. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but you saw how long it took him to score those points, and you saw the little ice on the thing. So that's a small effect of the goal scoring effect that we talked about in the passive. So it doesn't come up too often, and like I said, comes up kind of early on. But we are now Piloswine, and we're able to actually get in there and help our team a little bit more. So we're gonna move on and see how else we do. Alright, so up here, we've taken Dreadnought. Now it's time for us to contest Rotom. You see that my Ice Fang, I'm just freaking able to do that. Of course, we have a Bulbasaur down here ready to try to contest, but we're able just to scoop him up, throw him out of the way, so Vin can confirm that kill on the Rotom. And that's just so good. Just one of the few things that's so great about Ice Fang, in my opinion. You're able just to literally just scoop somebody up that's being a problem and do that, and you're able to see me use my high horsepower, try to get out, but it doesn't quite pay off at that time. But we got our Rotom. They're gonna dunk a few in the top there, but no big deal. And now we're ready to go. I think we're just gonna go farm some more, and we're gonna continue on in this game and see how we're doing. All right, so here's another game that we did. This is actually, I think, my second game playing Mamo. We all just took a turn, more or less, and we're actually going Jungle Mamo in this one. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that yeah, I should probably just gone straight in with the tackle, but I want to try this, and I think that this actually might be viable because we're gonna see here that like Swinub's Jungle Clear actually is a decent little time here. He has the mobility with tackle. He can stop the Bouffalant from doing his thing and doing that, and then just he does decent damage here, and you can see like he is actually making his way through this jungle pretty solidly, certainly faster than some of the other slow level up mons. Of course, he is in that freaking slow level up group, in that level 6. So we're not gonna get to evolve after our jungle clear, but we are in the lane at 9 minutes, and that is a very respectable jungle time, and we can abuse that score shield, and you see just freaking we're able just to beat that freaking Lucario stuff. My bottom lane here, not exactly ready for their bees, but I'm able to get some of them, I think. And, there we go. You see that I don't have the focus band, so I'm not able to really get in there too much. But, we're going to just try our best here, try to save our team. And, we're a little tanky boy. We're able to take that down, and we get the Piloswine. And then we're even able to take down the other guy. I do stay a little bit greedy here as Lucario comes in, but I'm able just to get away, and that is just really, really nice. So yeah, that's a little bit of jungle action right there. I think that is actually pretty viable, and of course we are going that Ice Fang build. So yeah, and already level 7 at 8 minutes, and that is pretty respectable. So I think that this actually might be viable. So just because he's a defender, I accidentally go through the wall there. I think that much like freaking whatchamacallit, Blastoise. I think that he's incredibly viable in the jungle. So we're going to continue on, see if there's anything more interesting in this game. All right, and here we are after my second round of jungle clear. We're just coming in here, and we're just ready to freaking get our team. As you know, if you see the Lucario, he wasn't on point with that. We do see a little bit of Piloswine action, and we are just such a great advantage, and we are able just to push that Piloswine away from safety into our team, where it's just more safe for us. And look at this, just look at the extra damage that we're getting right here. Is so good. I'm able to scoop up that B. That Lucario doesn't get it. We're able to freaking double team on there. I can run out of the fight, munch on some berries, and then I'm just right back into it. Talonflame comes in with the freaking fly, but we're nice and tanky. We could push him in there. We could throw him into our team. You stun him, we completely delete the Talonflame here. We got a freaking Wartortle that tries to score. He's not gonna appreciate that. My team is able to pick up the slack a little bit. I think about freaking getting back, but no, I'm still here. I'm able to delete the other Piloswine, and you just see the damage and the advantage that you can have here, and we just get to shove them off. They have to retreat. They're at lower numbers. We have massive advantage here, and we're able to just go in on this Dreadnought, which is really, really nice. So, of course, Talonflame comes in and just absolutely deletes me. But we do lose that Dreadnought, but you see just the advantage that you can get in that early game. So we do lose this fight a little bit, but you know what, it's just like a nice showcase of what Mamoswine could potentially do in the jungle, with a little bit more practice for sure. Alright, here we are going into the top lane, and here you see we're just able to run in on this Venusaur, scoop it up, and just bully it a little bit. Our partner there is able just to completely delete it, keep him away, and you just see the freaking ability just to push people around, and we're going to do the same thing to this Piloswine here. We're scooping him up. You get the pushback from the Surf, you get the pushback from the Hydro Pump and high horsepower, just able to just completely bully just the double Blastoise and everything. Venusaur wants to come in again, but he says, nah, I'm done. And there you go. Just the ability just to push people around with this character, and you pairing that up with somebody like Blastoise, like you're just able to move people wherever you want in this game with this character, and I love that aspect, and that's why I'm just really liking this high horsepower Ice Fang build. And that was just like a nice little example of what you can do just to completely bully somebody off of their base, because we basically took that Piloswine from his base all the way to ours, and there's nothing that he could do about it, But anyway, there's that. So let's see what else we can pull from more of these games. Alright, here we go. We're going into a big team fight right here before Zapdos. We're able to stop that Mamoswine bullying our freaking Venusaur there. He has to get out. Absol gets a kill on our Cinderace, which sucks, but we're able just to delete him out of the way, which is really nice. We're thinking about maybe backing off, but, we see, Venusaur's getting bullied again, but we get to bully him back, throw him through the wall. There's nothing he can do. Keeping him away from his freaking goal. We're able to help our Venusaur there, grab him through the wall and chuck him into the bush. There's nothing he could do. He has to button out, and then he thinks he can take me on. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna push you out of your goal, keep you out of your goal, and you're going down, buddy. No chance. And here we go, a big freaking play. Crustle thinks he's gonna come in, and he can't even break the score shield. Let's go, big 50 dunk turned into the hundo, and we are in such a good freaking place right here. We buddy barrier up to try to help, and there we go. Just an amazing like in-game team fight right there, and that's just like so nice for us. We end up even securing the Zap. I don't even know who was attacking it, but doesn't even matter. Let's freaking go. That is just some amazing stuff at the end there for our team, our whole team. And Duncan, another 90, 90, and there we go. That is just so nice. And of course, I'm just being greedy, and I just think I want to just kill a freaking Absol here, but it's okay. But yeah, that's just like the team fight potential that this character can do. Not only does he do amazing damage, damage, but he's able just to support the team. You saw me peel off like that other Mamoswine off of our Venusaur and just be able to help the team out a lot, and grabbing people through walls, getting them off my team and stuff like that, and just being able to just completely wreck people and just stop them doing what they want to do. And that's just the strengths of this character, I think. And yeah, pretty sure we do end up claiming this one pretty handily. Of course, we did dunk a good chunk on the goals, and yeah. But anyway, that. I think that is just some good, excellent gameplay with Mamoswine. I'm not probably gonna go into too much more detail than that, but I think this was a really good freaking showcase of just some things that you can do. I think personally he is super freaking solid in lane, but I think that you even has potential with the jungle, as we saw. Like, his jungle clear time is actually not that bad, and of course he is one of those later evolution Pokemon. And yo, the big MVP there with the 255 points scored. And that is just so freaking nice. Good job to everyone all around. But anyway, that is going to be it for this one, though. Shout outs to my boys James and Vin for letting me get so much freaking Mamoswine gameplay here to be able to show off to you guys. Of course, this is not perfect Mamoswine gameplay. Of course, we are freaking still learning the character a lot. Only about 3 hours into this game, so take everything I say pretty much with a grain of salt, of course. But I do think that this is a great starting point if you're wanting to learn and pick up Mamoswine. Check out those item builds. Check out what some of the plays in this. Go check out the stream. I'll link it in the comments below. And of course, we're gonna have some Mamoswine gameplay later on today as well. Anyway, though, that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. I love you all. Deuces.